my baby.
Oh.
Oh, my little. Oh, my. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Am I focused?
Yeah.
Oh, so she's probably very blurry.
Whatever.
Eh. Still fucking cute.
Such a good girl. Do I look weird like this? A little bit? Yeah. You look perfect.
Yay.
You are perfect.
Yes, you are.
So perfect.
Hi, my love.
Hi, baby cat.
You're perfect.
No, you are.
She's looking at me. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You ready, my love?
I am.
Okay.
Little sip of coffee.
Cheers, beach.
Cheers, beat.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna intro now. Now we're gonna start.
Okay.
All right. Let's grab this episode by the balls.
Okay.
Okay. So, welcome back to Where Do I Sit? We are Sasha and Alessia.
You almost forget your name.
Always. And we are here to talk about ghosting. Oh, shit.
Yes.
Yo, this is such a hot topic. Like, literally, the end game is going to be so fun because we got so many responses. People are really fired up about this topic.
Yeah.
So,
I wore my camo. I'm prepared to go to battle. I've got my scissors. We're gonna fuck shit up. Let's go.
perfect. So, follow and subscribe if you like us and if you like the topics that we're talking about. And just drop some comments, show us some love, engage with the channel so that we can grow and grow and grow and share it with your friends and your family and your mom.
We love moms.
Yes, we do. Okay, cool. So let's talk about it. Let's get cracking. Ghosting.
Okay, so ghosting. Ghosting is when you abruptly leave someone hanging, stop replying to them. You just kind of vanish on someone that you were dating or even in a friendship. And like, yeah, so it's like vanishing on them.
Yeah.
And this leaves the person on the receiving end confused, hurt, and debating their worth, you know, not feeling good.
Yeah,
So,
that's great. No, I mean, like, your explanation is great. Not ghosting
Okay.
is great. Jesus. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Good start. Good start. Yeah, that's a shitty thing to do, guys. Don't do that.
without any explanation,
Don't do that. Yeah, no, just...
that's the worst part.
Yeah. I really... This gets my blood going. Like, I've never been personally full-on ghosted from my memory. I have a gut feeling that maybe it did happen to me, but I'm just not remembering it. Or maybe it was very minor. But I feel like anyways, whatever. I just can't remember specifically a time that I got ghosted, but I can tell you that I know a lot of people that got ghosted, like full-on
Yeah.
ghosted. A lot of people. I hear it happening to people all the time, and I just don't get it. I don't understand. Is it like a trend now? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I find it so terrible, and it's really, really off-putting for, like, to the person that it's happening to, because I've seen, like, a friend recently went on 2 dates with someone. The date was going incredibly well. Date 1 was going incredibly well. They had a blast. They really connected. They were laughing the whole time. It was just, there was so much chemistry in the air. And then date 2 was even better. And then they even got intimate. And then literally, like, texted a couple more text exchanges. And then the person just, like, flat out disappeared on them. disappeared on them.
Stopped responding.
Just stopped responding entirely.
Wow.
And then they even went as far as they accidentally like crossed paths at one point, like maybe a week later or
like
something.
yoga or something.
Yeah, at like some yoga class. And then they literally just like didn't say anything to them.
Ugh.
They didn't say anything to them. They just like completely ignored them and like just walked the other way.
That's so
like
weird.
She was so upset. This really got to her. Like she was crying. She was like upset. She was devastated. She was confused. She was doubting her entire self-worth. Man, the poor girl went through it, man. And I was like picking up the pieces because she was just like, she was obsessing about it at one point because she was just like, she couldn't believe how she was just left like that with no answers.
That sucks.
It's so off-putting, and it's really, really hurtful. And it completely, like, you know, she's super closed off now. She doesn't know who to trust anymore. She's scared to go back on dating apps. Like, she's just, this really fucked with her.
Yeah.
And I can see how it can really like fuck with someone's head like that, and sense of self-esteem and self-worth and all of that. It's just a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever been ghosted, BB?
Yeah. I was once. I was ghosted once. This was a very, very, very long time ago.
It boggles my mind that you're saying that. For someone to ghost you,
I know, right?
Like, who has such bad taste to fucking ghost you, man? Of all people.
I, like, honestly, I'm not really that bothered by it because I wasn't really that into them. So this was when I was, like, right before, or, like, maybe my first year of college. I was in the middle of being like, oh my god, women, you know, like being
that was
like
a long time ago then.
Yeah, this was a very long time ago, and I was like basically coming to terms and obsessing with like women, you know, like like I had like hooked up with a girl and stuff, and I was just like, holy shit. And then, you know, we just check. We date a guy and we check, you know?
Yeah. We check the gay.
We check. Yeah.
Yeah, barometer.
So I don't know. It wasn't very long. I think maybe we were seeing each other for like 2-3 months, and we probably went on like 5 dates, you know? And all of a sudden he stops answering, but we had plans. Like I was supposed to go to his place or something, so we had plans, but I wasn't really, I felt like I was kind of forcing myself to like date him. Like I think he was possibly getting the vibes that I wasn't super interested because I wasn't doing anything sexual with him. So I think maybe he was probably like, this is a lost cause type of thing. But anyways, so something really weird happened. I drove to his house because we had plans, but he wasn't answering. So I was like, this is weird. Should I just go? I guess I'll just go, whatever. Maybe something happened to his phone. I don't know. So I pull up in front and I see him leaving with like clothes in his hands, and he's getting into his car. And I was just like, I didn't think anything of it at the time. I was like, where are you going? You know, like what? We're supposed to hang out. And then he was like, oh yeah, you're right. Let's go for ice cream. And I was like, okay. So we go have ice cream, and it's awkward AF.
Oh,
and I'm
God.
like, this is weird. And then like, whatever. He's like, okay, I'll call you. And I was like, okay. And I wasn't waiting for that call, whatever. So he ghosted me, but I find out that he ghosted me for my ex-best friend. I wasn't friends. I had like just stopped being friends with her because she was getting into some trouble and doing some sketchy things that I didn't want to like having anything to do with. So anyways, he starts dating her. I find out they move in together.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. But he like just stopped answering your texts and calls, like you he just stopped answering.
Yeah, yeah.
And you guys were official at the time.
Yeah, like ish. Like it was like 2-3 months, and we were like, but I feel like he kind of got the vibe that I wasn't gonna do anything anyways. Mm-hmm. So he moves in with her, and I find out, also, because it's like mutual friend, like a friend group, whatever. So I'm hearing all the deets. So I find out that a year later, she comes home they're moved in together. She comes home from work. Everything is gone.
Oh, fuck. No.
All the like furniture and shit, it's all gone.
No.
The bed is gone. She doesn't have anything to sleep on. Okay. And she's calling him and she can't get in touch with him. So he basically he ghosted out of her life. Like they were living together. Like it was a full on relationship, a 1 year long relationship. Takes everything, fucks off. And she's just there like confused as fuck. Can't get in touch with him. Like,
how long they been together though at that point?
A year.
Whoa.
Isn't that fucked up?
That's next level ghosting.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my god, well, karma's a bitch. But and then she apparently was like calling him, no answer, tried calling the mom, no answer, calls from a different number, calls the mom breaks up with her on behalf of her son.
Wow.
Because he couldn't do it. She's like, yeah, sorry, my son doesn't want to date you anymore, so took everything, and I helped him get everything out. Like, his mom helped him move everything out and ghost the girl. Like, the mom helped the ghosting. Isn't that so fucking weird?
Look, I mean, I don't know what's their situation in their relationship, but like, there's no excuse to just not talk to someone anymore that you've been living with.
The rent, she's stuck in this contract that she's got to buy new furniture. She's got to buy a bed.
Man, that's fucked up.
It was such a fucking weird
That's
thing.
fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's next level fucked up.
So, that's my ghosting story.
Wow. Well, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Not very impressive, dude.
And then
if you're listening to this.
Rampage and went on a rampage with a bunch of women and had like many dates. I did not ghost anyone though.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. Mm-hmm. So I didn't ever ghost.
Okay.
But maybe
What'd you do?
I didn't ghost. I could tell you for sure 100% I didn't ghost, because that is a thing terrible people do, and I'm not a terrible person. So what I did though was, okay, let me just give some context. That was like way like that was such a long time ago. I mean,
like
it was
a long time even before you met me.
Yeah. Like me and you have been together 10 years, so it was like I had already stopped doing that way before I met you. So I was like super, super young.
You were
maybe
like teens, like early 20s?
Yeah, something like that. But basically, it's not terrible. It's just, it's kind of like a gray zone. So I kind of just like would inch away slowly from people that I didn't really want to pursue anymore. Mm-hmm. So perhaps maybe I took a little bit longer to respond to text message exchanges. Perhaps maybe I would elongate the response time slowly but surely. Perhaps I would reduce the amount of enthusiasm in my text messages.
Oh, okay.
So I'd like slowly inch away. Slowly, and then like the hope is that they would get it right, so that you wouldn't have to have the hard conversation, and then also they'd like start inching away. But some of them were just like, where you going there? Where you going? Where you going over there?
Okay.
And then I'd have to have the hard conversation, but a lot of the times it worked, like the person would sense it. And they'd like, okay, they'd like pick up the vibes, and then they'd kind of start to, basically like you would try to get the conversation to slowly die down naturally.
Like the interest to die down.
Yeah.
Naturally.
And then you'd hope that they're going to like sense that coming from you. So they're going to like match that energy and kind of also like let the conversation kind of die down. And then we just go our separate ways. And
so who was the chick that was clawing onto you?
There were a few, but nice. No, but like it's just this is kind of what I think a lot of people did that, especially like younger people. Cause I mean, listen, like this is stuff that would happen all the time. Back then when I was that age, at least it was common, you just slowly start to just like let things die down and then that's it. And it was kind of like an unspoken of mutual understanding that this just is dead now, but but now I would 100% say that I would never do that today. No matter how short the interactions are with someone, I would never do that today. Today I'm just more like I hit you with it directly type of person.
Okay.
And I don't support or encourage that way of ending things.
Recently we were going to like possibly have a 3-way date with another girl. Right. But
not for filming purposes.
No, not for filming purposes, just for our personal
pleasure.
And we sensed that she was more into one of us than the other.
Right.
And you're the texter, so you took care of it.
Why am I the texter, though? Maybe you should clarify that.
Because I'm a bad texter.
You are a terrible texter.
I'm a bad texter. I prefer to just fucking call. Like, I prefer to talk on the phone, especially when I'm driving. I make all my phone calls.
That's wild.
I don't know. Maybe it's my ADHD. Like,
You are a terrible texter, though.
I did that to our neighbor just like the other day where like I didn't answer her for like 3 days. I'm so bad. So that's why you're in charge. You're in charge.
Yeah. She even forgets to answer me sometimes. And like you stop doing that. But like in the beginning of our relationship, she'd drive me fucking crazy because some of her texts were like, lol. She'd like lol me.
Yeah, you spoke to me about that and I stopped.
And I know you can't see my face, but I'm not really... This is the face of someone that's not impressed. I don't know why I
used to thought... Like when
lol,
something was funny, I would write lol. Like what...
No,
that's
just
what
like...
it's for.
No, there's like lol, like exclamation point, or there's like capital lol, or there's like lol. But like just like...
Just one... But just a lol is not okay.
Just like a LOL? Absolutely fucking not. Ugh. Yo, if you lull me, you're out, bro.
Like, just
you're out. Don't lull me. Don't lull people, babe. We already had this conversation.
I don't do it anymore. Now I use emojis.
No, you don't. Because you know better now.
Yes.
Because, like, can you look more uninterested in what I have to say?
I feel like it used to be okay, but then it turned into, like, being rude. Like, just a basic lol is now, like,
it's rude as fuck. It's rude as fuck.
But, like, when did that happen?
I don't know, but it's rude as fuck, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I haven't done this in years because you spoke to me about it and I was like, wow, I didn't know that it was like it switched from being funny to being rude.
No. I
never got the memo.
If you are interested in someone, genuinely interested in someone, you're gonna put in a little bit of effort to show some enthusiasm by texting.
So was it confusing dating me in the beginning?
It was a bit. I mean, I caught on pretty quickly, but it was a little bit confusing. And by the way, Missy, before I forget,
what?
You gave me a motherfucking scare in the beginning of our relationship where I thought for a second that I was being ghosted by you.
Oh, this again.
Yeah, this again.
10 years later, you're still bringing
this
up.
Again. I'm traumatized.
Baby, I'm here.
I know.
I'm here. But we're married. We're married. Yes, we are. We're married. Everything is okay.
I know we're married, but I'm never gonna let this go. So you're just gonna have to get over it. Okay, so here's the story. It was quickly, okay, because it's kind of relevant to ghosting. So in the beginning, we were really like on fire for each other, right? We spent like the first 72 hours together and whatnot. Yes. But there briefly after that, like super soon after that, maybe like the second or third time that I was gonna see you officially, you suddenly just like didn't answer my like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. text saying good morning beautiful or whatever the fuck I said at the time. And then for like a full 12 hours.
It wasn't 12 hours.
It was maybe like 10 hours. It was maybe like 10 hours.
It was like before 7 p.m.
It was maybe like 10 hours. Listen, the amount of time that it felt like a fucking eternity waiting on your to answer. And because we were so into each other, I was just like, where the fuck did this bitch go?
It was 9-ish hours.
Okay, anyways, Do you see how fucked up that is?
Yes.
Okay, listen to me. No, let me finish.
Okay.
This one's mine. Okay, you told them about me ripping the couch in half with my fart. This one's mine.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm traumatized. I'm calling my gay bestie. I went over to his place. I was confused. I was swearing in the air. I was pissed. I was like, wow, the one person that I'm actually really down to commit for. Like, I was like down. I was ready. I was like, she's mine. I gotta lock her in. We weren't like locked in yet, but I was like, I'm so fucking into her. Like, I've never been more into anyone in my life, I swear. And I was just like waiting, like every hour felt like 10 years, man. And I kept looking at my phone, no fucking answer. Looking at my phone, no answer. And I'm like, what happened? And then I was like, hey, you know what? She's just like everyone else. Fuck this. No, you weren't.
I was going out that night.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You saw me all dressed up and pretty and shit.
Wow,
you came to say hi.
No, your brain is playing this thing on you.
We
that
hung
was
out
the
in
night before.
Exactly, yeah.
That was the night before,
Yeah.
not that night.
Yeah.
That was the night before. And then that morning I texted you.
Exactly.
And then you didn't
I
answer
was
me all the
hungover.
way until that night. Just let me finish the story. Okay, fuck. Just take it.
There's context that's important.
Hey, I'm giving the fucking context. The context is that you said you were super down for me the night before, and obviously you were down because we fucked our fucking brains out. And then, you didn't answer for like 10 hours. And then I was just left there for 10 hours wondering what the fuck I did to you that was so repulsive that you don't answer me for 10 hours, because obviously you're alive. I mean, what could possibly happen in 10 hours? Like, the only thing I'll allow is like maybe like you're at the hospital or something, God forbid.
Alive
but that
was debatable. I was nursing myself back to health on my friend's couch, stuffing my face with McDonald's. I woke up at like 2 p.m. and I couldn't form words until like 4 p.m. when I started ingesting McDonald's for lunch.
Yeah, but between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. what happened?
I was coming back to... I was reviving. I was reviving.
I'm busting her balls right now.
Every time.
I'm totally busting her balls about this. I'm not actually mad. I'm just fucking around.
You promise.
But I promise.
You promise.
No, I promise. But it's just, I still think about it and I'm like, wow, like she really fucking did that. Anyways, the whole point is I deleted your number because I was like, fuck this bitch. Like, everyone that I was going on dates with, like, the girls didn't know what the fuck they wanted, or they wanted to use me as a three-way experiment, which I wasn't down for, with their stupid boyfriends. Or like they were curious, and I was just like, fuck all these women not knowing what they want and like wasting my goddamn time. Like, fuck that. And you were the one person that actually really made me feel like you knew what you wanted and you wanted me. And I was just like, oh my God. And I never wanted anyone else. So more than I wanted you. So I was just like, holy fuck, she may be the one. And then he did that to me at a time where I was really not expecting it. And so it really threw me off. So I deleted your number basically because I was like, you're just like everyone else. And then
But you didn't block me.
And no, I didn't block you because I was like, well, maybe
you left the door a crack open.
Just a crack, And then you kind of like,
what did I do?
You kind of like came
I
back.
Answered you.
You came back and through the crack, and you answered, and there was like a number that showed up on my phone, and I was like, oh, it's that bitch. And then I re-added you, and I was like, okay, well,
kicked the door open.
Forget that ever happened.
Yeah.
So that's the story. Anyways, you almost ghosted me.
I love you.
I love you.
I was never ever gonna ghost you.
I know. I love you.
I know.
I'm just busting your balls.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that story took forever to tell. I'm never gonna get over it. I'm not mad anymore, but I'm never gonna get over it. Okay.
But haven't I made up for it?
You absolutely did. That's why I married your ass. Yeah.
Okay.
I love you.
I love
you. You know I love you. You know how much I love you.
Yeah,
you do.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, moving on.
How would you prefer to be broken up with?
It depends on the length of time. I think that if we've just been seeing each other, like, if we've just been talking, like, let's say on a dating app or whatever, or we met once and we're just talking, whatever, maybe a text would be nice. I think a text will suffice.
If you met just once?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. And maybe once or twice, like, that would be fine with me. Like, if the connection wasn't, like, super deep, like, I think I'll be okay with just a text. But then if it goes, like, past maybe 2-3 dates and we start to really see each other for a couple dates, but we're not, like, like, deeply connected yet, maybe call me. But I think calling or in person, I'll be okay with. Calling or in person is fine with me at that point.
For me, if it's 1 date, text, 2 dates, 3 dates, text. If it's longer than that, I'd like a phone call because I don't want to go meet up in person and get all fucking dressed up and, you know, drive somewhere, look for parking, this and that, if I'm just going to be broken up with.
Right.
Like, I'd rather stay home in my pajamas and play video games right after you break up with me. Hop on with my friends, talk you.
Numb the pain quickly.
Numb the pain with some Warzone and shit talk you for hours with friends. But if it was like a long-term thing, then not like a face-to-face. But like, come over to my place. I don't want to go out once again.
Yeah.
Just come over here, break up with me, and leave.
So swing the door shut right after they walk out.
But you can't break up with me.
No.
Because I find you.
Trust me, I do the same.
You're stuck with me.
You're stuck with me too.
You're so locked in.
You're so locked in too.
Yeah.
You're like balls deep, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
I'm not going to bring it up. But
what?
Remember when I was trying to understand the term balls deep? And I was asking.
No.
No? Okay.
No. Okay, explain it. Fuck, you started.
No, it's okay. I don't think it's appropriate.
Oh, okay.
It's inappropriate.
It is?
For YouTube, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, YouTube. Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically my last thing that I want to say about ghosting.
Okay, go ahead. And then I have something.
My feelings about ghosting.
Yeah.
Watch out. If you ghosted someone before, listen very carefully. I think ghosting is one of the most terrible things that you can do to someone, and here's why. First, not only is it one of the most cowardly things that you could do to another human being, it's like one of the deepest, it's one of the deepest forms of selfishness in my honest opinion. And the reason I say that is because you made the decision that you don't want to see this person anymore, okay? And then you were just like, okay, so like, I don't want to have this conversation. It's going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to have to tell them. And then they're going to like have questions and they're going to be upset. And it's just going to be weird and uncomfortable. I don't want to deal with that. So you know what? I'm just going to ghost this thing. You know, I'm going to fuck off, disappear, just fall off the face of the map. And they'll figure it out, you know. They'll figure out that I'm not into it anymore, and they'll get over it, you know. And that makes you a really shitty person, and here's why. I think that you're a selfish motherfucker, and here's why. You are choosing to take the easy way out while you're leaving another human being and just completely hanging, wondering, questioning, doubting themselves, wondering what they did wrong, wondering why you just left them high and dry, why you didn't even have the decency or the courage to even talk to them and be honest with them. You're an even more shitty person if you've gotten intimate with that person and then you decide to ghost them. That makes you like double shitty. Like, you're already very shitty as it is, but that makes it way worse because added to that is making the person feel like they've been taken advantage of. Yeah,
and on top of that, it's like if you went on a couple of dates and you ghost them, that's first of all shitty. But if you went on dates and you got intimate with them, and you ghost them, then they're left wondering, like, is it something I did on the date or is it something I did in bed? Am I not good at sex? Like, am I not pretty? Is there something wrong with my body? Like, it takes it like 20 levels further, which is like body issues is already like a big enough thing that women have to worry about and deal with, and that is very tough on them. So if you ghost them after having sex with them, like, it's gonna make things 10 times
no
worse.
Matter what your gender is, honestly. And I think it's just really shitty to leave someone with all these emotions just because you want to take the easy way out and you don't want to have to deal with the discomfort of having to let them go and hurt their feelings and then hear about it after. I think that makes you an extremely selfish person, to be honest. People deserve honesty. They deserve respect. I don't care how limited or short or brief your interaction with them was. Send a fucking text message if it was that brief. It takes 2 seconds. It's not hard. It's the right thing to do. At the very least, you'll leave this person with a sense of clarity and with a sense of understanding. And
at least they have answers.
At least they have answers.
It's
exactly.
Like the not knowing, I think that is like the most torturous part.
It is a form of torture, to be honest. It's a form of psychological/emotional torture. I know it's a big word, but man, the way that I saw my friend go through that emotional roller coaster and crying, she was genuinely interested and she was shocked, like she was taken by surprise. It's just such a shitty thing to do. And I think that people don't realize how much of a negative impact and how much harm that does to people. Like, you're getting the fuck out with no repercussions or consequences or whatever. You're leaving and you're just fine. Meanwhile, that person is questioning their self-worth, their self-esteem. They're wondering if they're good enough. They're wondering what they did that was wrong. You're messing with them. Maybe they're hurt emotionally because they were into you and they thought you were into them. They feel like they've gotten taken advantage of. They feel disrespected. And they feel like a piece of trash, because what do you do to trash? You take the trash and you get rid of it and you never think about it again. And you're just like, that's not my responsibility anymore. That's literally ghosting. You're trashing you're treating them like a piece of trash. So I have very strong feelings towards it. I think it's a terrible thing to do to someone. And one last thing is it usually goes a lot further, where like the person then has trust issues. They have a hard time letting other people in. They have a hard time opening up to people. They're constantly going to have a wall up. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of the times that's how it kind of turns out for the person that's been ghosted. What a shitty fucking thing to do. You could have avoided all of that with one text, one phone call, 1 hour of your time to just go see the person, give them the decency and respect to be honest with them. And honestly, like, here, you know what? I'm just going to give you like a foundation of a text that you can send to someone. Maybe you can build off of that or modify it if you want, but it's really not complicated, guys. All you have to say or text or whatever is, hey, so-and-so, hope you had a nice day. I really enjoyed my time with you. I loved your company and all the special moments that we've spent together. I do want to be honest and transparent with you because I think you deserve it.
That's nice.
After some reflection, I've come to the realization that I'm not in the right place to continue pursuing this. And I thought that
for so and so reasons.
For so and so reasons, absolutely.
Great
and I think
give the reasons.
I think that's really important, actually. Thank you, baby. It's really, really important to be specific with your reasons, because a super vague response can actually also do damage. So just be specific and just be fucking honest. Tell them the reasons. And for those reasons, I'm choosing to no longer pursue this. I want you to know that you're a wonderful person, and I really do hope that you find exactly what you're looking for and beyond. I wish you nothing but the absolute best. And if you want to stay in touch with them, you can maybe just say, like, I would love it if we can stay friends, if that sounds like your cup of tea. And if you don't want to stay friends and you just want to cut it right there and just disconnect completely, then you can leave it at that. Not fucking complicated. Just a little something to give them some form of clarity will go such a long way.
We will put this text up on the video. You guys should screenshot it, save it in your notes, keep that safe so that you could use it in the future and not be a ghoster. And if you are a ghoster, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm a fucking dick. But also, I forgive myself and I vow to never ever do that to anyone ever again, because that is the right thing to do.
Yes. And going forward, no more ghosting.
Yeah, no more fucking ghosting. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Speaking of which, I think a lot of people feel very strongly about it as well, and have direct experiences with it.
Sorry.
which is going to be like the ending part of our little podcast episode. We've asked our fans like how they preferred to be dumped. And a lot of people had a lot of things to say. So this is really going to be fun.
This is what they preferred. No ghosting. All right, so
if you're ghosting someone because you feel bad and you don't want to embarrass them or you don't want to hurt them,
that's not the...
I got news for you. You're doing so much worse than that through ghosting.
Only ghost someone who was really mean to you. Because they deserve it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear what these beautiful people in the community have to say about being ghosted or how they prefer to be dumped. As someone who was recently ghosted for no reason, I prefer a sit down and conversation, but willing to accept a text or phone call. At least some human decency is preferred.
Amen.
All my breakups have been over text or phone. Then later the conversation about the why. It sucks, but then again gives the space for both parties to have space.
Well said.
Yeah. Literally anything but ghosting. I don't need a full explanation as to why, but ghosting just makes things feel so incomplete. I need the closure.
Yeah. I think closure is so important for your mental well-being.
Yes.
Yeah. And your sanity.
Yeah.
It drives people insane. Not having answers, me personally, it drives me absolutely insane.
Me too. The unknown is just
it eats you up.
It just lets you create stories in your head and stuff, and
it eats you alive, cool. Man.
Yeah.
No one wants to feel that. That's so shitty and unpleasant.
Yeah. I'd rather have a face-to-face conversation out of respect, even though it will suck. Ghosting makes me feel like I don't know what I did wrong and has tanked my confidence in the past.
That's exactly what it does. It's bound to fuck with your confidence and self-esteem.
Yeah,
it will. I mean, I would say 9 times out of 10. At least, so I don't overgeneralize.
Yeah. If it's early on and things are pretty new in the relationship, like a few dates, a phone call with honesty would be good enough for me. If it's more commitment than the first scenario described, then yes, by all means, meet up with me and be an adult and say you don't want to do this anymore for XYZ reason. I prefer direct honesty any day. They would hurt me more if they lie.
Nice. Well said.
So now we have this text for you to go off of,
Anyone listening to this episode, you're not allowed to ghost after this.
Yeah,
I don't know what else we can tell you to convince you.
This?
I don't know how. We're like literally spoon feeding it to you so that you don't ghost people in the future. Like, there's no excuses after this.
Yeah. This is going to sound so weird, but over the phone for sure. In person is so emotional regardless of whether you actually agree with the end of the relationship or not. It's hard not to get really upset in person. So they prefer over the phone.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But you know what? I was noticing, like, going through these, that the older fans, the fans that we have that are older, really prefer the face-to-face. And the millennials are cool with the phone.
Millennials and Gen Zs.
Yeah.
They prefer
the phone.
The phone or text.
Yeah. I feel like as it goes younger, it's like text. And then, like, after, like, even later, it'll be like Snapchat me, Anyways.
Just send me a DM on the IG.
Yeah. Definitely in person. Ghosting is really cruel, and texting or phoning is pretty lazy. Probably depends on how long you've been together, I guess. I have been in a relationship for 22 years, so a text at this stage wouldn't cut it.
Agreed. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. This one, definitely not being ghosted. I've been ghosted before, and it always hurts the most. I'd rather be sat down and tell me why, or over the phone. Even a text message is better.
I so agree with you. Well said.
Yeah. All right. Definitely not ghosting again. This is a pretty immature way of finishing something. Preferably a phone call or face-to-face conversation on their reasoning, as I think this way could allow for potential avenues to work things out, if applicable, rather than things turning sour, in my experience anyway. Okay, this one. Phone or in person, especially if it's been over 5-ish dates. Prior to that, ghosting is fine.
Oh,
But would much prefer someone having the
Interesting.
balls to at least text or call saying they're not feeling it.
okay. So they're not saying they
Well,
prefer ghosting, but they're just saying
They're
if
saying
you
like
must.
under 5 dates, they're saying ghosting is quote unquote fine.
It's not, although it's not their
maybe-
preferred method.
Maybe your mind will be changed after this episode.
I hope it will,
Yeah.
because I think you deserve way better than someone ghosting you, even after one date.
Even after one date, I don't agree.
Yeah.
I think face to face, that's just out of respect. I think it's rude to ghost and rude to text someone that they're breaking up with you.
Okay.
That's what I prefer a conversation. We're adults. We should have a face to face conversation in a private or public. Ghosting and texting to break up is for cowards and kids.
Oh,
Nice.
all right. Cool.
An
Cool.
in-person conversation shows you actually cared about me.
That's true. I can't deny that.
I far prefer having conversation. Being ghosted leaves so many unanswered questions.
Yeah,
Okay, we're almost done here. I just find this so interesting.
it is.
Being ghosted hurts so much. I'd rather be dumped with a punch straight to my face. So yes, always with the conversation. Not knowing what happened opens space for anxiety and other bad thoughts. The truth is always better, even if it hurts at first. I really agree with that.
Yeah.
100%.
And you know what? I think if you're afraid of the person having like questions or maybe follow-up questions, like because after you've let them go,
Yeah.
I don't think that's an excuse, because I think it's okay for someone to ask questions.
Yo, imagine you're the one breaking up with them and you're afraid, oh my God, are they going to ask me why? But the person on the other end, you ghosting them, has like way more questions and wonders and insecurities and anxieties and this and that. Like, you're worried about them asking you why?
Yeah.
Come on.
I think it's bullshit. Absolutely. And that's why I think it's perfectly normal and acceptable.
Say why.
Yes.
We've created
but
the text for you
if-
and say why.
But if your why is maybe the person on the receiving end feels like they need a little bit more explanation or they have more questions, I think that's perfectly acceptable. You know, just respond and clarify whatever their questions are. And just be patient and kind with the person. Like, I think it's okay to ask questions, and I think it's
Yes.
okay to have a mature, honest, adult conversation about it and why it's not
As
something
long
you want to
as-
pursue.
Yeah.
And if they still keep pushing and pushing after you've like made yourself clear, then that's when you set your boundary. But I'm just
Yes.
saying,
Or
follow
if they
up,
become disrespectful or they get
Right.
really mad at you
Right.
or something,
or
you set your
defensive or whatever.
boundaries, you stop.
You set your boundary, then you're out. Then that's perfectly fine. But I think it's okay to ask questions, though.
Yeah.
Like, just for clarity, you know?
Yeah. So this person, I want someone to tell me if it was something I did. Then I can work on it for future partners.
Yeah.
If it's not, then I'm going to spiral and overthink and just feel guilty. Open and honest communication is so important, even if it's a breakup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
And then the next person really broke it down for us.
Okay. You left this
So-
for last?
There's 2 left.
Okay.
Okay,
go for
so hold on. I'll do the next one instead.
it. Okay.
Sit me down and have a proper conversation, because then there is closure at the very least, and you won't be overthinking the ifs and buts of it all.
Right.
Phone call or text is too impersonal, given how before this new breakup you and your partner were close. It just seems disrespectful to not at least give the time to talk face to face as to what changed.
Right.
Okay. So then the last one, they really broke it down for us. Okay. Casual / situationship.
Okay.
They believe a text is fine. Okay. Steady relationship, phone call. Serious relationship, in person.
Got it.
You agree?
I think it's fair.
I've never have I been. I mean, we didn't call them situationships back then, but I think I've always called.
Oh yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think casual situationship is something that's like not long.
Right.
Like, you know, it's like a a couple of dates.
Right.
Does that include sex? Like, I feel like situationship includes sex.
Maybe.
If there's sex, I think you should call.
Or see them in person.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree with you.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, I've done the majority of the letting people go throughout my life. I'll just be honest. After the inching away strategy that I did up until I was like maybe 20 or whatever, from like 17 to 20 years old, when I was like just starting to date, I think I always did it. I remember always doing it face to face.
Nice.
Yeah. So, if I can do it, so can you.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation, of course. But yeah, ghosting is not the fucking answer. And as you guys can see now, most people fucking hate
there
being
was
ghosted.
one DM that someone was like, ghosted. So only one out of like a lot of people,
like hundreds,
were okay with being ghosted. Like,
Yeah.
these are not, like, there was way more DMs, but only
Yeah,
one
I know.
of like,
we got so many. But this goes to show, take the time to
Yeah.
just be honest with the person. Don't be afraid of hurting their feelings. Most people would much rather the hard truth than just the unknown and confusion and spiraling because they don't have any answers. So just do the right thing. It's just
100%.
a decent thing to do to another human being.
yeah.
So that's what we got for you guys today.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. And
We were really fired up about this one.
I'm fired up about everything.
Yeah.
Please follow and subscribe if you enjoyed this so that you can help support the growth of this podcast. And leave us some love. Tell us what you thought.
Yeah.
And that's it. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. And
Thank
we'll see you on the
you.
next one.
Bye.
Bye.